What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 317 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast, our Game of the Year 2024 special. I'm your host, Anton LaPlante. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
New year, same problems.
We got the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
When in doubt, vote it out.
And we got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Old addictions, new flavors.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about the Switch 2. We're going to be talking about TikTok and Marvel Snap, and we're going to be talking about our Game of the Year 2024 and all our honorable mentions, our best old games, our best ongoing games, and we won't get a Game of the Year. So remember, hit that Discord button to join our server.
That's right.
Sure.
We
Yeah,
got a hardware upgrade.
it's cool. It's slick looking for sure.
I like the look of it. I'm glad they finally announced it officially. That way we don't have to keep being weighed down by the leaks, it was just starting to get to like an annoying point in certain news cycles. It was like, well, there's a new
Yeah.
Switch week, Switch leak.
Yeah.
Now we gotta cover it because it's speculation station, baby.
Yep.
And there was that whole bit with what was it, Genki? And they were just like literally, yeah, here's the Switch 2, here's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Here's the attachments. Like no mystery, no, just nothing. Just straight hole.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys like the new Joy-Con magnets compared to the sliding rail?
That little pin connector looks like it's gonna be fucked to hell, but
Apparently it is shorter than the actual rails. So it should be protected from snapping. That's not supposed to be as bad of a point as breaking that we think it is.
Yeah, hopefully they play tested this with a bunch of
children.
maniac kids.
Right.
And so my mic was muted, so I don't know how much of the actual intro to us talking we got on the recording, but we're talking Switch 2 for the uninitiated. Nintendo finally announced it. For me, on the Switch, like my Joy-Cons, the rails, I don't even have to like release it.
No, it just comes off.
So
shit went off the rails.
I'm just hoping that these electromagnetic connecting, like it'd make a lot more sense to me if the pin connectors were like a flat thing, because we have a lot of tech that like Fitbit charge like this, where they just have like a flat set of pin connectors that make contact with another flat set of pin connectors, so there's no like opportunity for that to bend and break. Because the alternative, the amount of iPhone charging cables that I've seen fail at that joint, like right there on that part that's being plugged in and unplugged repeatedly, like that's my concern with it, because it looks like something like, yeah, it'll be recessed into the console, but that's not going to stop like something getting in between there and breaking that.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
No, I agree. It's definitely gonna be an interesting see how the longevity of these.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the start of the next generation. We don't actually, we still don't have any like concrete specs or anything to work off of.
That's what I'm very curious about. And
yeah.
with this console, I feel like they're probably aiming for older people at this point because like the Switch install base, like a lot of them were teenagers, and it's
Hmm.
been how many years has it been? 8 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're 20-year-olds. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
their hands are bigger. They want a little more from their games.
And the
So
thing with
and
all
then the sickos like us who are like, yeah, need that.
Yeah.
We're adults.
I think they said the Switch 2 Direct is going to be in April?
April 2nd.
April 2nd. There you go.
And so the interesting thing, a lot of the leaks were saying that it was going to be coming out in April, but if we're not getting any of the we're not getting any more information between now and April 2nd, and then their tour thing where they were selling tickets to try it early. I did this with the original PSVR where they were going to different Best Buys with PSVR and you could try it out. I did that. And I did that for the PS4. It was certain GameStops that had the PS4 before it came out. And so I played a PS4 before those came out. But the tickets sold out instantly to all these things. But the interesting thing about these try it before it comes out things is they run until June.
Oh.
So yeah, I think the last one is June 3rd.
Yeah.
The first week of June, wherever the last stop on that tour is, because they're going they're doing U.S. cities, they're doing Europe, they're doing there are a couple in Japan. So, and judging by the dates, it'll be 2 teams going from place to place with their Switch 2 setup for people to get hands on with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a holiday release and they just
no. The devs need time. That's part of the reason why they announced it so early. That's one reason why they went on to announce it, so the devs could really start sitting down and committing to making Switch 2 games.
Well,
I think they've already been doing all of that, and they finally announced the Switch 2 so they can start showing games that are going to come out for the Switch 2.
That's my point.
So I think
those dev kits have been out there over a year. People have been working on. They delayed it so that they could have more first-party support in the first year, which means all those teams that were going to do it last year this time when they were everybody was expecting them to be really ramping up to something. And then they basically said, they started talking about the successor of the Nintendo Switch in 2023. So we started actually hearing Nintendo say, yes, there's going to be another system after the Switch in 2023. So late 2023 through all the way through 2024, people have been working on their Switch 2 games.
Yeah.
So that's why, we're definitely not going to wait till holiday, and nobody's going to develop a AAA current gen game in between now and June or July.
Yeah. That's true.
That's why I'm they've definitely had a lot more time than this is just getting it out there so the people who are in the know and will continue to be in the know about gaming stuff like us. It's so because the leaks weren't hitting a mainstream, no people weren't seeing the 3D printed mock-up from Genki at CES, just but now that they've officially, this is front page news level. It's Nintendo. This is where they can start on Good Morning America. They can be oh, Nintendo's coming out with a new Switch, and my kids have their Switches and they love them, and so looking forward to upgrading them. They've had them for a few years now. It's to get, that trailer got it to that point, and then
they also showed Mario Kart, something everyone recognizes. They're that's Mario Kart,
the bestseller.
The absolute one of the best-selling video games of all time. The Switch's best-selling video game.
And if you look at the trailer, if you look at that part of the trailer where they show Mario Kart, there's racing patterns for another 2 sets of 8 players.
Well, it looked like it was 24. So when they did the overhead shot of them doing the lap, it was a total of 24 players. that could, and 24 players on the Switch 1 would set that thing on fire. So,
getting one 24-player Mario Kart,
that's lit.
That is pretty
gonna be
lit.
hectic.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hectic.
Yeah.
and
That's lit. The elephant in the room is the online service.
Of course.
Tons, complete butt cheeks, but you know, if
It's
we
gotten
move
better.
past that,
It's gotten
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3 as like my post of like Nintendo first party multiplayer games. Splatoon 3 like had less disconnects, and then it like added the revolutionary like concept of you playing on a team with somebody that you're partied up with when you load into a multiplayer map.
what? That's unheard of.
Right. So
Shouts
just
out to them.
going from Splatoon 2 early on in the Switch life cycle all the way through Smash Bros. To Splatoon 3 and like having all of those be multiplayer things, I feel like it was an upward trajectory of like Nintendo's online service getting better. And they added the Nintendo Music app, so, you know, added benefit.
And that cursed alarm clock. That alarm clock is fucking cursed.
The Alarmo. What
Yeah.
does it do? I haven't actually looked at it. It's just
It's
like
an alarm clock.
It's supposed to motivate you to wake up by being an alarm clock.
It's an alarm clock that plays Nintendo music.
$200 alarm clock.
Yes. You get coins for, I don't know, waking up?
It gamifies it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gamifies waking up.
Yep.
Bro. Yeah.
It's
I'm
Nintendo.
surprised it doesn't connect to Pokemon Sleep, but you know, it is what it is.
Missed opportunity
I might
there,
have
honestly.
I might have to try that, honestly.
It
Pokemon
doesn't-
Sleep?
Well, yeah,
Shit,
I mean,
both.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Sleep into the Alarmo?
I mean, my
But they don't
watch
have,
has
they don't
gamified
work
sleep
together?
for me. I've been
Do you sleep with your watch on?
yes.
It's always listening.
Oh,
It knows your snore pattern.
that's that next level. I've done it, but I usually just put it on the charger.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on the charger.
And I know it
at
doesn't
night.
need it.
The sleep data for me. It's shown me some interesting things about how I.
Oh no, more so just like the watch doesn't need to be on the charger overnight. Like the shit takes
Yeah.
like 20 minutes.
Right,
Shit.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I put mine on the charger like when I'm starting to get ready for bed, and so like in the time it takes for me to take a shower, you know, like maybe eat, like do a bunch of stuff that's not like walking around working out.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it's done with all that, it's fully charged, and I just put it on right before I go to sleep. And it uses almost no battery. Like, I think the most it's used overnight, and this is with me getting up a couple times over the course of the night, was like 4% battery. So,
Yeah, if you have your sleep schedule, it's part of it is that what sleep schedule does to your lock screen on both your phone and your watch.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just straight up time, no notifications, no
That's cool.
nothing. And considering it's like a OLED screen, only the pixels are on that are displaying the numbers of the time, and the rest of it's off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Switch 2, my prediction is probably first week of July, last week of June. Like somewhere.
For it to come out?
Yeah. We're going to know a lot more in April. I'm excited to see Elden Ring. I'm excited to see Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. I'm excited to see all these games that are getting Steam Deck verified.
Right.
It's like,
Right. Yeah.
So all these games, Cyberpunk, like all these things that couldn't run on the Switch 1, but are Steam Deck verified, they're going to probably end up running on the Switch 2.
Yep.
Because that's the scalability. Like, Nintendo's never going to come out with anything even remotely on par to the last generation of Xbox and PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So, make it scalable. Have these handheld PCs that make you scale down to a low spec of like essentially a gaming laptop, all the way up to a 5090 and a $5,000 PC, you know? Because they showed like the minimum
Those
spec.
50 series cards do not look good to me. I'm saying that right now. I do not like the looks of those 50 series cards.
Wow.
It's like we're trading actual performance for AI performance. We're hallucinating performance.
See,
Yeah.
it's just pushing down the price of like the 20 to 30 series so I can upgrade my graphics card.
Well, really, that's what I'm hoping for. Like, thinking like get a 30 series, get a 40 series, and then see who gets passed down the 20 series that's in my machine.
Shit, I'll take it.
You be the third person in line of the 30 series. I mean, of the 20 series.
I mean, I'm still on my 1070 Ti or my 1070 Ti, depending on who you ask, because they say it both ways now, and it's really fucking me up.
You know,
it
doesn't have to be right or wrong.
But
yes, it's just a giant overpriced calculator.
Yep.
It does feel that way sometimes.
With the PCIe slot on, like, it's about the right shape, you know? Relatively same footprint. You just need that PCIe. Not the 50 series, though. Those, you got to upgrade your power supply because those draw a hella power for the AI.
Right, so the AI can take enough DMT to hallucinate better performance. You know what? That's a great way of spending $600.
$600 minimum for the 5090 is $2,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no one's buying that. No average consumer.
No, right.
Average people buy 50, 60.
What are you using that for? What is somebody using that for?
The 5090?
The Witcher 4.
It's the same reason why someone buys a BMW. Just for fucking clout. It doesn't matter. No one needs a 5090. No one needs the 90 series.
Who's just going to see your PC specs? Like, you're up here, like, showing it?
Yeah.
Like, yo, look
at my PC.
Yes.
Please,
when we built my PC, I would just go into different people's chats on Twitch and be like, hey, I just built a PC. Here are the specs.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get reported?
No, they were all our level of streamer, you know?
Yeah.
Or I'll load in and be like, oh, cool. Nice.
If I'm streaming, I'm going to block you.
You're talking about PC parts for.
You know, that Ryzen, I had to... The 1600X. It was crazy that the CPU was the bottleneck the whole time. I'm out here eyeballing graphics cards, but I need a new CPU motherboard combo.
You just need to go to PC Parts Picker before you start anything. Go on PC Parts Picker. You know, do the thing there.
Honestly, what's your power supply? Is it?
That's a great question.
You at least need a gold level of power supply.
I think this is a gold power supply.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Protect those PC parts.
Well, honestly, if I'm doing anything, I'm either going with a Mac Mini or I'm getting like an NZXT pre-build. Just gonna because
that works.
My case needs to be upgraded because it doesn't have any USB-C ports on it, and like literally right after I bought my case, like within a month, they came out with my exact case for the same price with USB-C. Oof. So it just got completely hoed on that. And then motherboard and CPU can't even run Windows 11. So I need that with hopefully built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi because I also don't have those.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm not putting Windows 11 on my new machine. When I upgrade this thing, I'm not putting Windows 11 on that bitch.
Put
Not
Steam
at all.
OS.
What are you gonna put
Steam
on?
OS. Steam
I'm gonna put Linux on this. I'm gonna put Linux on it.
So Steam OS.
I'm not putting Steam OS on there.
It's Linux.
I know, but I'm not using that
gaming.
build though. I'm not using that build
But
though. I'm
what-
gonna have Proton.
What Linux?
Proton's gonna run on it fine. Probably Arch. If we're being 100 here, something simple.
Yeah.
I'm willing to get obsessive with it. That's why it's like you have to assign yourself to be a little obsessive and technical with it if you're going to start using Linux anyway, because of how inherently customizable it is. So you have to be willing to get a little granular, a little nuts. And I'm willing to do so. I just been like a solid Saturday. You know?
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
You know, you start building the PC like 11, play with Linux, probably be done by dinner with a lunch break included. You know?
Maybe. At least a
I feel like you're downplaying how much troubleshooting Linux takes.
Right, that'll be
wait. I said starting reasonably early. So I'm talking about starting your PC build at like 10, 11 and being done by dinner.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it only really takes you an hour to build your PC.
I don't think it's going to take that long.
I'll spend that entire time YouTubing, trying to figure out, like, something's not working right, and...
Well, it's usually because, it's probably going to be... I know a lot of the early troubleshooting is going to be figuring out what packets I'm going to need to get the actual functionality that I want in Linux, since I'm doing a base clean install, but it's like...
Yeah.
I actually know what I'm doing. That's the truth of the matter is.
It's true. You've been in enough coding classes to understand.
That, but also, like, I made sure I got the instruction manual on what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing and read it before I do this. That's really the important
That's the big part. A lot of people just think they don't. A lot of people hate Windows and then just download Linux, whatever Linux they just kind of think is popular, and then have no idea what to do.
They hear with the TLDR?
Yeah.
Right, like, you know. I know what I'm going for when I do this. So it's probably just going to take me most of the day, but most of that time is going to be me getting obsessively granular with it. The case is going to be tight, though. Like, it's going to be a bougie-ass computer, though. I'm letting you know right now.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Gotta do it to
one of those, the AIOs with a giant screen on it.
You know. Just some fancy coolant, high-powered, fancy case. It's really the case. That's the thing that's gonna get me. Like that shit from teenage, like that case from Teenage Engineering. Ooh,
that shit is sick. It is sick.
Anything Teenage Engineering is just going to cost you a premium because it looks nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm willing to pay it.
Well, I don't know how to go from this to our next story.
Fair.
But TikTok and Marvel Snap were banned in the US and then unbanned. And this is a developing story that by the time this comes out, it might be banned again. It might be banned and unbanned again. Who knows?
It could be sold by then.
Could be sold.
It could be sold right now.
Yeah, we wouldn't even know.
Don't know.
Who wants to buy it?
Mr. Beast.
Everybody.
Microsoft.
Mr. Beast wants to buy it. China says Elon could be a buyer. Like,
yeah, it's Meta.
Meta
Probably already owns it.
I mean, yeah, that's how you take down your competitor, by buying them.
And then making it shit.
I mean, Instagram Reels is what it is, so just...
Shit?
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
It's what makes
Marissa stays
TikTok
on that.
The algorithm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Marissa is always on it.
Instagram Reels is slop.
It's just definitely slop. I mean, 95% of TikTok will slop too.
I'm like, it's just TikTok. It is literally recycled TikToks. You see the person's the blue at the end.
Exactly, it's stepped on. TikTok is that pure. Like that's the difference. That's what y'all aren't understanding.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, I get it. TikTok is powder, Instagram is rock. Got it.
Hey man,
Sometimes you just gotta cut it with
I'm
that
mad that
baking
it's
soda.
true. That's the part that pisses me off.
Cut it with that baby
TikTok
formula.
TikTok is heroin though, for real. Like everybody was going through withdrawals yesterday, but at the same time, I see where TikTok is. You can get very granular with it, like Jayla was saying earlier. You could be a bit of a madman and literally find your people. Like no matter how niche the community might have been.
That algorithm is something.
Yeah,
aggressive.
it's serious.
That's what
Instagram wishes its algorithm was
right. If Meta had
aggressive,
if Meta had
accurate.
TikTok was brainwashing people into opening their own TikTok shop to sell fucking AliExpress slop. That shit is insane. Like
that is insane.
it's just one of those shrugs. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, so it's currently unbanned as of 7/21, January 19th, 2025. But
Sweet.
we'll see what's happening. Marvel Snap got caught up in it. So like the 3 apps that I saw were TikTok, Marvel Snap, and CapCut. Because they're all owned by the
editing app.
Huh?
The editing app?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's owned by ByteDance.
Okay.
Oh.
But because they just classified Tencent as like a Chinese military corporation, which it is, but also
that is a statement, but I'm not okay.
So, but Tencent also owns a majority share in like Epic. It owns a huge share of Discord. Like there are a lot of things that like this is a slippery slope that we're on because of how much like almost zero regulation of having these Chinese companies operate in the American market. Like for them having like no repercussions and nothing stopping them for so long, if they decide to start retaliating against these companies, so much stuff that is like.
What's crazy is, isn't ByteDance Singaporean, not Chinese, or is that just the CEO? I don't know if ByteDance is actually a Chinese company.
Yeah, I think that's been the big thing about this whole shit. And a lot of the board is American anyway.
ByteDance is a Chinese internet technology computer
okay, so
company.
Listed as Chinese. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's just the CEO. Okay. But it's like, but also, we had this exact same conversation when they did this exact thing to Huawei, like, what was it, 6-7 years ago?
Oh, it's been a minute since Huawei. I think Huawei might have been almost a decade. Like, we're getting.
What the hell is Huawei?
Huawei was a Chinese phone company that was making big waves in the West until they got listed as a military organization, and basically their phones were considered spyware, and you couldn't get a Huawei phone for a minute.
Yeah.
And Huawei was making
some of the
good phones.
Yeah, they were making some of the best Android phones you can get.
Yeah, and I mean some of the phones, because they still operate in China, because losing the U.S. market didn't really hurt them like that. So
I mean, when when you have one of the largest populations in the world, that's kind of like how that tends to work.
So it was Huawei and ZTE, and the ban was implemented in 2018. So it's been
7 years.
Yeah,
7 years in
to Huawei just not being around.
Can you go on AliExpress and just buy a Huawei phone?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can go on Amazon and buy a Huawei phone.
The problem will be is you just can't put an American SIM card into it,
right,
like from a U.S. carrier, and it won't have access to the Play Store because it's not supported by Google. And so you're going to have to learn how to use some third-party Chinese app store that definitely won't be in English.
No,
so
we don't want to do
have
all
fun
that.
with that.
That's okay.
Clean-looking flip phone, though. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, so
It's one hell of a bummer.
yeah, we're kind of, we're in World War III Endgame,
Even this is like that part of the cyberpunk dystopia where some business idiot thinks he could just tariff everything. Basically, is how we end up in the Great Depression in the first place. It's the exact same play. Forget what happened in the cyberpunk rule book. This is how we ended up in the depression in the first place. This has happened before. We are doomed to repeat ourselves in a cycle of nonsense.
True.
All right. So, speaking of being in a cycle, it's that time of year again for Game of the Year. We're going to do all of our top games of 2024. We are doing it similar to like we did it last year. We're going to have our honorable mentions up front. So I compiled a list of all the games I played in 2024 and all of them that aren't going to get my top 3 or my best old ongoing game, which will be the second section. Every game that I played that isn't either my older ongoing or my top 3 are going to get mentioned. Then old and ongoing, and then we'll do our top 3. So number 3 for each of us will get 1 point. Number 2 for each of us will get 2 points. And number 1 for each of us will get 3 points.
Cool.
And we'll just tally it up. And this year has some fierce competition because it
was a really good year.
Yeah, it was a really good year. But surprisingly, I played way fewer games than I played in 2023.
Yeah.
So
I think it was the quality. Also, they were all long as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started getting a lot of beefy. I mean, how many times do we get a bunch of banging 100-hour everything coming out in a year?
That's true. That's true.
All right.
So, I mean, Atlas dropped 2 last year.
Atlas dropped 3 last year.
Oh, you're right.
Atlas dropped 3 in 24.
Atlas wanted your time.
Sega Atlas, because we can't count Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth as an Atlas joint.
I wasn't even talking about that.
Yeah.
That wasn't even getting mentioned.
Unicorn Overlord.
Well,
I didn't even count Unicorn Overlord.
That's a vanillaware.
I didn't count that either.
What are the 3? Oh, Vengeance.
Persona 3, Vengeance, and Metaphor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Those are all that Atlas.
Right.
You work your way out. You hit the Unicorn Overlord, and you hit the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, but you're not.
Right.
Those 3.
Just specifically main Atlas.
Yeah.
Atlas Prime. All right. So I guess we'll go around. Chris, do you have any honorable mentions you want to get out there? Anything that isn't your best older ongoing or your top 3 that you want to make sure gets mentioned in our Game of the Year festivities?
Yeah, I guess my first honorable mention is Dawn Trail. While it was a really, really good, it has a lot of world building and doesn't hit like the last 2 expansions, but I can see the vision that 14 is going in, and I'm here for it.
I forgot that was 2024. That didn't even make it on my list. So
yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder if I'm like, was that this year?
Yeah.
Was that at the end of last year? But I hadn't played it.
July 2024. So
yeah, shit. Well, I'm glad it got some love.
I just canceled my sub for.
Welcome to the other side.
Yeah.
But whenever the Alliance raid comes around, I've been waiting for this Dawn Trail Alliance raid for a while, so I might let the first 2 parts drop and then re-up my sub and go be back in on it. But
yeah,
they slowed down the cadence of release, like patch releases, like content releases. So, and I mean, that's perfectly fine. There was more than enough to keep us busy all year this year that not having a Monster Hunter and not having Final Fantasy XIV be ever present kind of helped with
Oh, for sure.
helped alleviate
Yeah.
some of the like late nights playing games that
Hmm.
we all had this year.
Also, with them like taking their time with the expansion and like slowly rolling everything out, it kind of gives Xbox some time to catch up because that also came out this year. The 14 came out on Xbox.
Mm. Oh yeah, and
Oh yeah, they're working.
Hmm.
well, so the bad thing is it has hit its lowest concurrence in a really long time in the post Dawn Trail era because a bunch of people either didn't play Dawn Trail, didn't like Dawn Trail enough to finish it, and then there are
Hmm.
people like me that played it through in like a week, finished it, and then didn't
Never went
have
back.
reasons. Well, I went back. I did all the 7.1 content, but
Yeah.
there just isn't enough content to warrant me even being subbed anymore right now.
Hmm. That's fair.
Okay, Madrid, you got a honorable mention you want to shout out?
Yes. So, my first honorable mention is going to be. We're just going to keep going around until we
Yeah.
run out. Okay.
Hmm.
My first honorable mention will be Plucky Squire. I got it with the PlayStation Extra or whatever, and it was cool. I haven't played a lot of it. I probably played for like 2 hours or so, but it was enough for me to try out the 2D space and then like transition into the 3D space and
Hmm.
kind of seeing how they play with that was fun. The art style is super cool. I'm looking forward to coming back to it at some point and just like testing it out. But it's definitely worth shouting out.
Yeah. That is also on one of my honor. It's on my honorable mention list. It was. I played it all the way through. It was short, sweet. Puzzles were kind of fun, a little interesting. Nothing was like super hard about the game, but it was just a solid good time. And the art side was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
So, Jalen.
All
So,
right.
so far,
Uh,
all our honorable mentions have had a second, backing. Let's see what your first honorable mention is.
actually, you know what? It's gonna go to SMT5. Vengeance is a banger, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't even the best Atlas game this year. It's
Dang.
a banger though. It is a banger though. If you wanna, it's slick. It's like the third, maybe fourth best SMT game of all time. Wholesale. It is a banger.
were you were able to play through some of the Path of Vengeance?
Yep, it is. It's
Nice.
yeah, I had a good time with it. It's
Hmm.
it's solid. The way they've changed the narrative is a lot of fun. The fact that the human characters get time to shine before shit hits the rails.
Yeah.
Like even that annoying motherfucker got to be kind of cool as a heel. It was fucking fuck that guy, but
Yeah.
solid game, solid game.
Selfie, bro.
It's on
Yeah.
sale
Yep,
for
yep.
$36 right now.
It's
so-
on
Right,
sale?
Yeah.
and it works
Nice.
great on Steam Deck, and I played it on Switch. It's solid.
Yeah.
It's a solid handheld game, man. I
Like,
love me a handheld
But
RPG.
it'll
Vengeance-
run
Vengeance is
better
definitely
on
on
the
my list, though.
PS5.
That's
Yeah.
true, and I can play it on my phone. I'm going to get Vengeance at some point, and I'm going to play it. I just was busy with the other 100
I didn't even
hours.
get
Yeah.
to play much of it. Like I do not have that much time into
RPGs.
it, but it's really good. It's just like a lot of better came out this year. But it
Yeah.
deserves that honorable mention because once again, it was good.
I
All
agree.
right.
SMT5, amazing. Might have been my game of the year that year. So
All
I'll
right.
back it.
So my first honorable mention will be one I know. I don't think anybody else here got any hands-on time with it, but Hades 2 early access. I the more I play of that game, the more I like it, the more I understand like the differences between Melanoe and Zagreus, and like the improvements they made, like the streamlining of a lot of things that they did between
Mm-hmm.
like Hades 1 and Hades 2 for like for that game to just be like one of the PC games I played the most this year. Like it compelling me to actually plug. It was one of the few times this year I hooked a controller up to my PC to play something.
That's big.
Yeah, that is big.
Yeah.
I did watch a lot of content on it. Like when early access first kind of
Yeah, they
was
were
either coming out
all
or about to come out, I was
Yeah.
just like, all right, I'm gonna take in all this info right now, and then I just kind of been full stop on it. But I know with like that latest patch, they added so much shit. Like apparently this game is already twice as big as Hades 1.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's not even fully out yet. I personally can't wait. And if that shit comes to Switch 2, which I'm sure it will,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be locked in. Like I never left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm waiting on
It
that
works
PlayStation
on Steam Deck.
port.
It knows where it's going for me. It works on
Yeah.
Steam Deck.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
really well optimized for Steam Deck because Steam Deck has a weird aspect ratio. It's not 16:9 for the screen, but because like Supergiant knew it'd be played on the Steam Deck, it fits the aspect ratio of the Steam Deck. It's one of the few games that I play on my Steam Deck where I don't have those tiny black bars. Like my FPS is like actually in front of gameplay in the corner.
Sick.
All right.
Yeah, it's sick.
Chris, you got another one?
Yeah, my last honorable mention is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Just getting back to my teenage roots of playing a first person shooter and throwing controllers. I'm just kidding. I didn't throw any controllers, but like it was nice to like actually have a good Call of Duty and just even playing with you multiple times, Anton and Joe. Just good times. Good times. Not enough to be on the list, but enough for me to be like, appreciate you.
I feel like Chris is just like listing out games that I forgot I played this year. So yeah, Black Ops 6, first Call of Duty since Black Ops 1 that I prestiged in. Had some good times playing with you, playing with Radic, playing with Joe,
Mhm.
playing. I think I got on with like the full Dirty Pistol Squad one night. So it was like Deontay and Darren were there.
Shouts
So
out to the DPS.
Shout out to the
Right.
DPS.
yeah, Black Ops 6 will be another one that like this. It depends on what they do with next year's Call of Duty, but I could see myself the same way Modern Warfare 2, like I would still pick up here and there. Like I'll probably still pick up Black Ops 6 here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Madrid, you got another honorable mention?
Oh, I got a few. So my next one is going to be Tales of Kinsera Zao. From what I've played of this game, I'm like on the second, like in the middle of the second area. It's just a fun, like Metroidvania style. Um, it's dope, but I like it. I really enjoyed the story. So far, you know, it's essentially a person dealing
Mhm.
with grief, processing like the loss of his father. So a lot of that is in the game, and the game kind of centers around that, and then it gets into um, like just African mythos. I believe like West African. I'm not completely sure, but I'm playing the game in Swahili, which is also cool. Just hearing that on the screen
Mhm.
as well, it's something I really enjoy. So I would recommend checking it out. I think it's
Oh,
also still on PlayStation Plus Extra.
it is. I downloaded it and played maybe a good solid hour of it, and I really
Yeah,
like the fighting style, like switching between like the sun and the moon is what
right.
I've gotten before. It's like,
Yeah, that shit's sick. You can really
yeah,
like mix and master.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, definitely
Also,
definitely a good pickup.
Yeah, I thought the characters and the writing of the game was really really good, and that's not normally what you get all the time with the 2D side-scrolling fighter.
Right.
Metroidvania.
Yeah, Metroidvania style.
Okay. Jalen, you got another honorable mention?
Oh, I got plenty.
Okay. So
Next,
Chris
finish.
is tapped, but the rest of us,
Keep
we got
going.
clips, ammo.
The Gauntlet.
Hey, if you remind me of games that I forgot I played this year, I'll chime in.
So, honorable mention. This is actually my number 4. This is my number 4 game right here. It's Persona 3 Reload. Like, my favorite Persona game got remade and remastered. It's a really solid port. It's a really good remaster. It's not perfect. It's not everything I would have wanted from it, but it's a good time. And it's a solid way of experiencing Persona 3 if you've never played it before.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way that it's not the definitive experience.
No, that's still FES. That's still just FES.
Wait, how?
The best version, literally the best version.
I think that goes to taste because I've heard people say otherwise.
Well, it's like this. The best version is FES. Portable, playing it through FemC, though, is spectacular. Some of the best writing. Like, some of the best writing in that game is FemC's route.
So wait, what about FES is better than Reload?
Well, some of the framing of some of the cutscenes, it's leaned a little bit more horrific. Like, this is before Persona was like, oh no, you're expected to have a bit of a power fantasy here. Like, FES is dark. Like, in its tone and how it actually handles the cutscene. Like, for example, the final boss fight, in the FES version, Nyx is towering above you to really make it look like you're struggling against the odds. While in Reload, the camera set close to the eye level, so you're standing more on equal terms.
Huh, I didn't feel that way. I felt like I was being towered over by Nyx.
Yeah, but once again, it's personal taste.
Yeah.
If you've never played it, go play 3 Reload.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's probably why I have a different view on it than you do, because you played the original one all the way through.
Yeah, but still, the ending still wrecks you like always. The ending still.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't cry. That's why it's not on my honorable mention. It's on a real list.
Ouch! Ouch!
Yeah, I got something to say, but I can save it.
Okay. Well, I'll hit my next honorable mention. It's an old game, but I went through and I platinumed Venba this year, my 30th platinum.
Nice.
I had to play through the entire game again, so I feel like it warranted, getting an honorable mention. Still, like if you're a first generation American, I strongly recommend you play it. Like, if you are interested in other cultures and cuisines, you could also check it out. Like, it's also good for that. But as far as on a storytelling front, Venba still comes highly recommended. And I this year decided, I'm like, look, I got 29 platinums. I'll go for 30 and have 30 be a landmark of Venba. So
nice.
Okay, and Chris, you're tapped out, so Madrid will go to you for your next one.
Okay. My next one is also kind of going to be my old game. This is going to be Cult of the Lamb.
Ooh.
It's a fun time. It's back in that roguelite space. And it has the town building aspects by having your followers, but they're literal followers, so they could be sacrificial pawns, they could be resources, their labor. They give you their prayers that empower you, make you stronger, so you can go out and kill the other people who imprisoned the fallen king. because they sacrificed you because you're a lamb. You're a sacrificial lamb, and now you are the
cult leader.
vessel of the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Antichrist to the Antichrist.
Just the classic old gods warring with each other for faith, for followers and faith.
Yes. Yeah, it's sick. It's definitely fun. It's funny just like having those like quirky like animals in your village. Just you feed them, they shit everywhere. You have to clean it up, build outhouses. Sometimes they get into it with each other. You kind of got to break them up. Like, hey, I feel you, but you got to get back to praying, and you got to go chop down that wood. I'll even come help you out. But you gotta get down, you gotta do it. So shouts out to Cult of the Lamb. I'm glad I was finally able to play it, and they put out DLC, so the game's in a really good place right now.
Nice.
Even with co-op too, which I haven't got a chance to try yet.
All right.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, since that was your best old game, Jalen, do you want to give us your best old game? Here?
Or Slay the Spire. It's just so good. Just look. Card deck builder roguelites. Give me my cards. Let me build decks. Give me modifiers. Fight me. Can't get enough.
Okay. And so I'll do my best old game, which for me was Hades 1. It was a game that I've followed it since early access, but finally getting around to beating the game and rolling credits, and then that launching me into Hades 2. I just have to shout out Hades as the best old game I played. It's not the only old game. I've still got a few more of those on my honorable mention list, but it is the best old game that I played in 2024.
Yeah, honorable mentions is deep.
Yeah.
I got a couple controversial ones.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I got an old game if we were doing old games also.
Yeah, I was going to cycle back around to you so we could get your old game, because we're got Cult of the Lamb, Slay the Spire, and Hades. We got 3 indie hits. It'll be interesting to see what your best old game of 2024 was.
So my best old game is Stardew Valley with 1.6 coming out. And just
let's fucking go.
Yeah. It tying up and just being just a complete game, him just finishing everything and just putting the bow on his first baby it's in a really, really, really good place, and I'm very excited for him to come out with Haunted Chocolatier. But yeah, Stardew has got a lot more that I haven't even experienced yet in the game, and I've just been playing around with it as I've been taking time off of Silent Hill, just being okay, I'm too stressed out. Let me go have my relaxation time, kick back with some chamomile tea, and play some Stardew. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a happy place. I might even work on platinuming it, even though that'll stress me out having to not die with that one mini game that he has in there, Journey of the Prairie King.
So it's this list for 2024 best old games, 4 indie smash hits that are infinitely playable. That
it just shows the times, because I would definitely play all of these games on this list. I'll definitely play them again, and they will definitely get played again.
Look, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm probably going to play Slay the Spire later tonight.
If Hades 2 weren't out, I'd probably still be playing Hades 1.
Yeah, I could definitely
I cannot wait
and
for
play
Slay
some
the Spire
Stardew.
God, I can't wait for Slay the Spire 2 to finally drop.
I can't wait for Hades 2 to officially, for real drop. Can't wait for 1.6 of Stardew to drop everywhere.
Oh, yeah, because I think it's only on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Madrid, will get your next honorable mention.
Okay. My next honorable mention is also my best ongoing. It's going to be Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is
I would like to say that it's also in my honorable mentions. That came out in
Nice.
February.
Yeah, I
Nice.
was about to say that's a like.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
It really definitely took over the summer.
this is the first game that I've laughed that hard at in years.
Mhm.
Like just playing it and just like stepping on a landmine, blowing your legs off. My leg! And it was like, bro, who put these mines here? Or just like absolutely slaughtering your team with a fucking failed
Shout out
cluster
to
bomb.
Mortimer. Shout out to Mortimer.
Yeah.
Fuck you, but shout out to Mortimer.
Getting your guts rearranged by a Mortimer, just it's a fucking mortar, just shooting stray missiles that just land anywhere and decimate.
No, not even
everyone.
land anywhere. Just at you. Just at you. Because
Hey,
it's
don't stand too close to the enemy. Like, I'm running a shotgun. Fuck you, me. Like, and they've been excellent with the like updates to the game. Like the community support has been really fun. Like everybody's in on the bit. Shouts out to TikTok. You know, TikTok just went away. It was gone, but now it's back for more. You know, and people were like posting those videos, and girlfriends are up there like, I lost my partner to to the
war.
to the bugs and the bots.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
God, remember when we had to take back what was the beach one when it first came out? What was that one beach that was absolute robot hell?
Fucking Malevolent Shrine.
Malevolent Shrine.
But something Creek, Malevolent Creek.
Malevolent Creek, legendary events.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you're supposed to kind of scale up by fighting the bugs first. I'm like, no, fuck it, bots.
No, we're going straight in.
And it's pretty awesome what Helldivers 2 was able to accomplish after like Sony's whole you need a PSN account debacle happened and their player base just tanked and now has rebuilt because of the devs.
You know what I found out that was crazy to me?
Huh.
That like everybody bitched and moaned about needing to have a PSN account to play Helldivers on PC. You need to have a Bethesda Net account to play Doom Eternal on console.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that
wasn't just the fact
account.
Yeah, but did that keep you from playing the game?
There was countries where you couldn't get a PSN account.
Yeah,
that was like
that was
a
the whole
big chunk
thing.
of that. It's like you just killed off the player base from like 21 countries.
Yeah, that was
20 something whole ass countries can't play no more. We're losing soldiers here.
That's true.
We need.
It was a time.
My question is, why isn't PSN in those in those countries? Is it like a country thing? Like they're like, hey, no, they're not allowed here, or is it like a Sony thing by being like, nah, I mean, we don't gotta be everywhere.
That is a good question. I don't know.
I don't know, because the list on Steam when we initially went over it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because one of the countries listed was Japan, which definitely has an official PSN.
I'd hope so. That's where the consoles meet.
But yeah, you know, y'all get to enjoy it from the outside. We're stuck over here with Xbox.
Oh no.
We gotta fucking play Blue Dragon.
For the trillionth time. You've been playing Blue Dragon over and over nonstop since it came out on 360.
Damn.
Still never beating that game.
Rest
Final
in peace,
Fantasy
Akira
13.
Toriyama.
Yo, RIP to the GOAT.
Right.
But yeah, and then they just released a new faction, which I still haven't gotten the chance to try out yet. But I know it's going to be a whole nother good time.
It's a whole nother vibe to it.
Right. A lot of lights, a lot of pain.
Like, that's so cool. Like, it's like we got Starship Troopers, we got fucking Terminator, and then we got fucking War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Like 3 completely different flavors. I fuck with that. You got the Neapolitan of PvE going. Like, this shit's lit.
Yeah.
So yeah, shouts out to Helldivers too. And the battle pass is just there, you know.
Oh yeah.
The shop
The war
items are
bonds.
limited, so
Yeah.
they did have that whole thing where the Killzone skins were damn near as much as the game was, and it wasn't like a war bond where like war bonds get you like several tiers worth of like unlocks. That was just a pack. That was like a gun skin, a calling card, a title, a character skin, and a cape, and that was it. And it was, I want to say, $20, and then the second pack would have been another $20 to get you the $40 that the game cost, but they ended up giving out the second pack free. So
Yeah, it seems like they'll fuck up, but then like, and they have the flexibility to backtrack and be like, you know what, we fucked up. We're gonna throw you a bone, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You can make mistakes. It's a live service game. Like that's just not an exact science at all.
all right, so Jalen, your next honorable mention.
Ascendant. That was a fun month and a half that I played that horny ass fucking game. That's all it had. That's literally all it had. That's why I lost so much of his player base over the year.
Because I know the recording didn't get it. They're talking about the first Descendant.
First Ascendant,
We just got
first
Ant.
Dagooning, first Dagooning, all
First.
ass and no content. You know.
Their roadmap has
The ass
jiggle
is the
physics
content.
on it.
Mhm.
Right. But not enough to keep its player base. It's hemorrhaged. Like I want to say at this point, like 90% of its player base or something like that.
Because they took too long to get the jiggle physics in there.
No, that game always had jiggle physics.
Not the way they were planning on upgrading it. Because there is a
the
overhaul of the jiggle physics coming down the pipe.
Yeah,
for
but
that
the
game.
real issue is just the fact that in attempt to keep its player base and to get you to spend a little money on materials, the grind is just a bit too ridiculous to the point that you don't progress fast enough for you to keep playing the fucking game. Or you spend so much time trying to get this one thing, you don't even know what you need to get afterwards. So you're like, I'm just going to stop playing. It really feels like, Anton, remember when you first got Yellowhorn in Destiny? And you just stopped playing the game because you're like, I completed my mission.
Well, no,
And
I needed it for Crota's End. So, like, I actually started raiding after getting...
I thought you quit playing right after you got Yellowhorn.
No. Like...
I must be misremembering.
Because Icebreaker and Gallahorn, like, getting both of those and then being able to use them in the, like, raid content in that was when I was still, like, focusing on having high enough light level or power level to be raiding. And, like, you needed the Gallahorn for the most part, like, to be an effective raid member for Crota's End, you needed Gallahorn. Because you needed those, like, homing, like, secondary. Like, you needed the splash damage to also cause damage to the thing that it was being splashed off of.
Yeah, First Descendant was fun, but, like, the grind was too vicious to keep players actually playing.
Mm.
Combined with the fact that even after you did the brutal grind to get it, you still have to craft it, meaning you have to wait 8 hours. So it's like,
you know how much
exactly.
I hate that. You know,
right. And it's like you can only go through that maybe 3 times for something you actually want before you're actually like, I'm not playing this game again.
That's why I never touched that game.
Right.
All right. Well, that kind of transitions me over to it'd be one of my best ongoing. I guess I'll call it my best ongoing, even though it's a 2024 release. But that 12-hour wait in between packs has knocked it off my top 3. Like, Pokemon TCG Pocket was in contention for, like, my top 3.
I can go ahead and throw mine out right now. That was my first controversial honorable mention.
Oh, shit, that wasn't even on my list. I'm going to be 100 with you. That didn't even...
TCG Pocket?
TCG Pocket. That's
not
right there
for me.
That's right there for me. It's close because it got me into Pokemon cards.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's like a good launching point. Like I talked to Josh and he was like, yeah, it's just not You know what I'm saying? It's not that full thing, you know. And
it's like
I'm glad it's not, you know. I would have been overwhelmed with the amount of fucking Pokemon and types at this point.
Yeah.
And strats.
And V's and V Maxes and
yeah, like what the fuck is all
Stellar
that?
Pokemon, you got the whole entire thing. Tag teams.
Like it would have been scaring the hoes, you know? And
including me.
I am the hose in this sense. I didn't want that. But you know, it's a nice, easy, like, okay, yeah, I'm getting it. And I'm in the flow. I'm doing my dailies, sending out my likes, doing my wonder picks.
Don't we got a new pack in 10 days?
I think so. Did y'all go
10
in?
days.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just ready for it. I got like close to 300 hourglasses stocked up.
Damn, hell yeah.
I'm back up to 68 after I sacrificed them all like 200 something to immersive Celebi. I got my immersive Celebi.
Damn.
I have a couple of immersive Celebis at this point. So I sacrificed them all because I told Lucifer my hourglasses were his if I got that Celebi, and I did. So I paid my dues.
Like I've literally just been waiting to pull like a Mew EX. Like they kept giving me anything but, and there happened to be 2 on Wonder Picks today, and I rolled the dice twice, and the second one hit for me.
Hell yeah.
The first one gave me a Magikarp instead. That was about to push me over my limit. But I happened to see another one right below it. I was like, please. RNGesus, Lucifer, whoever's listening.
See, you have 300
I might crash out.
You have 300 hourglasses. I have 3 hourglasses because I'm still missing 4 cards from Genetic Apex. And so, I'm trying to get, I think I need 2 more Charizards to get the Charizard emblem. Well, not the emblem, the, like, player icon. Because the Mew one was cool, but then everybody got the Mew one. And so, it's like, the Venusaur one was easy to get. The Blastoise one was easy to get. But the Charizard one, I got to pull 5 regular Charizards. Not my 4 immersive Charizard EXs that I have. Those don't count for shit. I just got to pull regular ass. I think they're 3 or 4 star Charizard or Diamond Charizards.
Yeah, Wonder Picks. It's probably going to be your best bet. And even with that, the picking slim. So, you know, trading's coming up pretty soon.
Will it count?
We don't know.
That's the thing. Like, I got enough of the Mewtwo's to get that emblem.
No, a Wonder Pick counts because you just need to have the amount.
No, we're talking about trading.
Oh, for trading?
Yeah, that's where things get sticky. It's like, because in Pokemon Go
you're
trading
away one of your cards, and you're getting a new card. And apparently, with the trade, you can't trade some boof for some fi, you know, to your friend. You would have like if they're giving you an EX, you would have to be giving them an EX.
So it has to be at the same tier.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
So I guess that would prevent. Hey, let's complete our.
That's not. I guess that that would slow down real money trading.
Yeah, this isn't like a hey, I'm trading you something and we're trading it back situation. I would think like I'm trading this to you, it's yours now.
Yeah.
But I also didn't look at anything about it. I just heard that. So
yeah,
I don't fucking know. We're going to see. But yeah.
Yeah, we should be getting that before the next pack. So like that feels almost imminent, considering they're actually talking about it in an official sense. Where they haven't said anything officially about the next pack. We just know through data mines and rumors.
Yeah, I thought they were coming like at the same time. Like you get the new pack, and we're also introducing trading.
They haven't officially given a date for either thing, so.
Say less.
Okay.
Got it.
Madrid, I guess that leads you to your next honorable mention?
Yeah. Balatro. I'll just go ahead and rip off the band-aid. Balatro.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
This is actually my number 4. Um, but yeah, honestly it boiled down to the fact that I didn't play it as much as like everything else on my list.
Yeah.
And like I kind of like just got it like December maybe.
Yeah, I also got it December, but like Chris
Nah.
with Persona, like
Hmm.
it's going on a real list.
Yeah.
Facts. But
Yeah.
I do really enjoy like how they've injected roguelike mechanics into like not just a deck builder, but like you're playing essentially a poker versus a number, you know? And I think that's a really cool concept. The Joker like system, like everything about that game is just it's a lightning in a bottle. Like, you know, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
let's just throw this shit together and serve it, and it just hits. It's inspired. Like I'm trying to put people on the Balatro. Like it's an amazing ass game. It's on phone, it's on mobile. Check it out there. You can get it on console. It's cheap as fuck. Um, like depending if you have any experience with like roguelikes or deck builders, you might not be like fully invested that first time because it's still clicking. Especially if you don't know shit about poker, like
No. You're
like
gonna
not
get
knowing the
one.
hands.
You're gonna get one hand where you go over the amount you need, and the 5 flames come up. That's it. It's over. It's over. Once you see them flames, and I'll talk more later.
Yeah. It's I don't know, it just hits on all those things, and you're not really betting and spending money, but you're getting that hit. But you are, I guess, placing a bet when it comes down to like, damn, is this gonna be enough to beat this blind? Like I'm out of hands, I'm out of discards. I kind of just gotta play what's here, and I gotta hope this fucking works. And nothing else really hits like that. So shouts out to Balatro.
It's a risk reward roguelike, you know.
Gotta do the Mr. Fantastic.
You gotta like do the Fantastic Four with like a gang sign. All right, so Jalen, your next honorable mention.
This is my last honorable mention.
Okay.
Marvel Rivals. Bitch ass fucking game. That game's a lot of fun. It's like crack, bitch ass fucking game.
I agree. I agree completely.
You know, the character, shit, it got people actually reading comics now. I can't fucking believe it. People are actually learning where these characters are fucking coming from. Therefore, they have to learn all the weird shit that's happened with these characters over the year, but they're reading.
Like, wow, these characters exist outside of this game? That's wild.
Outside of the MCU? Wait, these characters are completely different? What? But yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Everyone looks
We've
cool.
always known the MCUs are the Walmart versions of these characters, but like niggas grow up at Walmart. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know, I'm not saying, you know, moving on.
Okay. Well, I got 2 more honorable mentions. Both of them are old games, but Pokemon Legends Arceus, I finally picked that game back up this year and finished it out. Put in a lot of my legit shinies in, so had a team basically of shiny Pokemon out here steamrolling the Hisui region. It took a second to get my feet back wet with it, but once I was back in it, I was back in it.
Nice.
So I still haven't 100%ed it, but it like I definitely rolled credits, definitely finished the main story. So
yeah, you always got time to go back and do that.
we got Pokemon Legends VA coming up, and I'm hoping that on the Switch too is like what I really need.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
true. Very true.
I might not go back like in full, like honest, but if it runs better on Switch 2, maybe, because the Hisui region is really cool. Like having a Pokemon set in feudal Japan other than Pokemon Conquest, like
yeah.
And then Madrid, Jalen, y'all got any more before I throw out my absolute last one?
I think I'm tapped out.
I am
tapped. All tapped.
Okay, so my last one is Death Stranding Director's Cut, because when my PlayStation was down and all I had to play was my Switch, Steam Deck, and PC, Steam Deck really pulled through on like getting me back into Death Stranding. I'm still stuck on the PS5 version because I loaded it up the other day. I'm like, okay. I picked up the next order and I'm like, oh, I have no idea how I'm even supposed to do this, because it has me like essentially in a valley that I'm not sure how to get up either side of it to get like right like to the next objective. So
can you build an escalator?
Maybe, but it like maybe I could find like a way to catapult myself, but like that's getting into like feeling like I'm cheesing the game, and I know there's a legit way to do it, so I'm probably just going to have to look up like.
I think that's the point.
It's not cheesing; it's called strategy.
Right.
It's called
you're just using the tools in front of you.
Well, the catapult wasn't in the base game, so there has to be a way that was in the base game for me to get from where I'm at to where I'm going with the cargo that I have that
Maybe
I can't ride a bike
you fell into
with.
some shit that you weren't supposed to. Anyway.
Well, I can fast travel out like anywhere I've been previously. So, like, even if I have to take a long way around to the next spot, like, I'm willing to do that. I'm just going to look up the, like, mission number. Like, I think it's 56, mission 56, and I'll just look at somebody, how they did it on YouTube, and it'll probably just be a path that I'm too stupid to figure out. But, yeah. So Death Stranding Director's Cut is my final honorable mention. And I'll say, to give a shout out to an ongoing game, Fortnite had a really good year with me in particular last year. And even more into this year, because we got the new season, just unlocked Godzilla last night, unlocked Hatsune Miku a few days ago. We're just out here. Fortnite and its crossovers are cooking.
Nice.
I got Samurai Darth Vader, so.
Sick.
All right, so I guess we'll go on to our number 3 pick. So now I'm going to start tallying up points. I'm going to just list out these games. If they get listed more than once, they'll get their points added on. But I'll start it off with my number 3, which is Balatro. That's getting it 1 point for me. For considering like I ignored it for the most part for the entirety of the year and then picked it up in December and somehow have like 40 hours in this game. I'm remote playing it. I'll legit be in parties where y'all are playing Marvel Rivals and I'm just over here playing Balatro. The other day, I'm sitting in the car waiting for Angelina to like be done in the store she was in. Pulled it up on my phone. All the Balatro memes have been A tier.
It's just more people with the sickness.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It has that crack in it. It took me a second to find like the true, because like having no experience with poker, like somewhat understanding a deck of 52 cards, but then like getting more into the modifiers, like working on my collection, unlocking all the different kinds of spectral and celestial and tarot cards, like just the amount of systems that are at play at all times and working together with each other in that game. Like if I had started playing it earlier in the year, it probably would be higher on my list, but
Yeah, same for sure.
yeah, I at least have to give it like points on the board. Like Balatro deserves points from me this year, and
Yeah,
it was between this and Pokemon TCG Pocket, and Balatro never makes me wait to play it.
exactly. And it
Pokemon-
never pisses me off with a pull either.
Yeah.
I've had some boss blinds that have.
Oh
had
yeah,
me
Oh no,
those,
some of them boss blinds are bullshit.
no, those fucking suck. But you know, that's the game challenging you. Pokemon's not challenging you.
Mm-mm.
They're going out of their way to hoe you.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
especially since the fact that ramp became the most meta playstyle, and every single deck, if you're using Pikachu, you're using Pikachu EX to run people down. You're either doing water ramp with Blastoise, you're doing fire ramp with Moltres Charizard, you're doing psychic ramp with Gardevoir Mewtwo, or you're doing grass ramp with fucking Serperior and Celebi. Heck, they even gave you new ramp tech with fucking Vaporeon. Like, because ramp is so it really does feel like the entire game is just coin flip. Whose ramps faster, and then who gets the right coin flips?
Yeah.
My ramp's pretty damn fast. I need another Gardevoir. Like, I'm to the point that, like, this deck, I've only lost with it once, and it was because I couldn't pull a Gardevoir fast enough. So if I can just get one more in there, it's all Mew, Mew EX, Mewtwo, Mewtwo EX, and the Rolf line. And then cards that help me get the cards that I need in my hand to make any of those work.
Yeah.
Because really, like, I thought Mewtwo EX would be more of a power player, but regular Mewtwo with the right ramp will get the job done. I've had more times where my best card played was my Mewtwo over my Mewtwo EX in that deck.
Yeah, he's consistent and less risky. Like, you only lose 1 point.
Right.
And, you know, him being a basic Pokemon, you can get him right out of the gates.
Mm-hmm. And then if I'm adding 2 psychic energy every turn, it doesn't matter how many psychic energy I'm discarding, because I'm going to have his best move every turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Persona 3 Reload. By it being the game that I played the most last year, as far as hours go, it's a really good way to play the Persona 3 game, especially on modern consoles, because you can't play Persona 3 FES. The quote unquote best way to play that game. Which
also, like, your party members are locked. Like, you can't tell them what to do. They make their own decisions. Fuck that.
Enjoy that. That was part of the texture of that game. But yeah, you know, modern audiences, you know,
part of the mouthfeel.
I can't have them throwing out some bullshit when I need what I need. I'm going to piggyback off of Chris, because that's also my number 3. I didn't finish it in enough time because October broke me. And something else was coming out around then. Actually, it was October, like IRL and in the game. So I'm just going through the most emotional period in the game, and it's like, oh, Metaphors is out. You want to just play that instead? That game hasn't hurt you yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
I will say the amount of voice acting that is in this game, even with like scenes that you don't think would matter, is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's something I definitely appreciate. Is like the caliber of voice acting and then
Mhm.
the amount of voice acting. Like everything, like all the social links are fully voice acted, which is
Yeah.
oh, oh man, just makes
It's
it.
so-
It just makes it all the better. You know.
Yeah. It's really good.
Just hit auto. Just let it flow.
Just let it flow.
I don't gotta use my noodle. Just gotta listen.
Yeah. And some of the social links, while some of the social links are annoying, I feel like every Persona game has those social links.
The
I feel
fucking
like,
gourmet king. What a piece
yeah,
of shit.
I mean, he
Fuck
could
the
go,
Gourmet King.
he could fuck off. But like, there were a lot of like the dying young man and
Oh,
like
the sun. The
the
sun
little
hurts.
girl, and just like, there's a lot of social links in here that are
I always
solid.
said like the wrong shit to the little girl. I'm like, I don't know how to handle this. Like, her parents are getting a divorce and she's going through it. It sounds
It's
like it could be abuse in the home.
Oh, they're at minimum one reported instance. At minimum.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that
It's
game,
like,
I mean,
your tarot is the hanged man. That's not a good sign.
she goes to live with her mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's definitely for the best.
Yeah. I mean, her dad blames you, but you're like, well, you should have been a better father. And then
Yeah,
Okay.
you're taking your stress out on a high school student. What a loser.
For your failed marriage?
right. Yeah. No.
All right.
Persona 3. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's got 2 points on the board. So it's higher than Balatro right now, but Jalen,
I don't think it's going to stay that way.
Jalen, let's get your number 3 out of the way. Let's get some points on the board for another one of these games.
Shadow Generations. That's going to be my number 3. That game is fucking amazing.
Nice.
Shadow is having a year. Shadow the Hedgehog is peak. The new renditions of all the classic songs is great. The new version of What I'm Made Of has made it to the playlist. The new version of BioLizard, which is supporting me, is on the playlist. Like, the game's just a lot of fun. It plays really, really good. It's like, if you want a fun boost era Sonic game, but with a bunch of Shadow has a bunch of new mechanics that are really fun that add to his gameplay and narrative. The wings are fun. The fact that you can actually start putting the paws on people, throw them in the air, teleport them to use shortcuts. The fact that the game lets you think about it like that, it's fucking amazing. Best platformer of the year. It's so good. And the story is hitting. It's great. It's great.
I got an argument against that.
Yeah, we'll debate best platformer of the year.
Well, if that's your piece on Shadow Generations, I can throw out my number 2, which is my best platformer of the year, which is Astro Bot. So, Astro Bot's coming out the gate with 2 points.
And I'll one up your pick.
Yeah, so just off of points value, Astro Bot is a better platformer than Shadow. But,
but
it is also
it's not. It's not. It's just not.
As somebody who really appreciated Mario Odyssey, considering this is a 3D platformer that I count higher than Mario 3D platformers, like this game. And then, so first of all, the Platinum Run, like, it had some of the most challenging levels I've ever played in a platformer.
Oh my god.
It has PlayStation references, like, just the PlayStation, like, references in Astro's Playroom alone were, like, really good. And then they just stepped it up to another level with this game. The level design and, like, the mechanics, the fact that they will just throw new mechanics at you left and right and just over and over again add new stuff and like test, like, okay, we gave you this mechanic, we showed you a way to use it easily, now here's the hard way for you to prove to us that you actually understood what we were trying to teach you with this level. And so, like,
that'll whoop my ass.
The game will whoop your ass like that without hesitation. Like Astro Bot, like, it's a kid's game, but there's, like, those challenge levels are not for children.
100%.
Like, and the bots that you're getting from there are from the more mature series. So you're getting like your Resident Evils, your Personas, like you're getting this more mature stuff out of those challenge levels. You can
Yeah.
tell it's like it's catered to an older audience.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
they brought back like all the mechanics in kind of like a concept. Like they kind of showed me what a Astro Bot 2 could be with that Christmas level, and like with the speed, like adding the speedrun levels, the cadence of additional content that we've gotten added to this game since release. Like they keep adding, like, yeah, coming out of the like challenge levels and the final level that is just a gauntlet of challenge concepts, like having all of that feed into the speedrun levels, having that feed into the Christmas level. Like I don't think they're done with content for this game, but like even if they just take some of the ideas they've shown post release and like start implementing those as a basis for Astrobot 2, like yeah, Astrobot, as far as like as a PlayStation fan, like all the nostalgia and all of the like cool references, the fact that I had multiple sections of my crash site where there were like multiple characters. I'm like, this is so obscure, and I love the fact that this is just here. Like,
I think that's a big reason why we differ on the platformer for this year. Because everything you said about Astrobot is how I feel about Shadow Generations.
well, they could take all of the nostalgia and all of the PlayStation-ness about the game, like, out of it, and it would still be a better, like, mechanically sound platformer than even, like, mainline 3D Mario games.
It's like I'm happy you enjoy the game like that, but like the mechanics alone in Shadow Generations are fucking up there.
If it
Well,
were
to be
just
fair,
me,
these lists are all just opinionated. So, like,
yeah, and if
whether or not you
and then also
enjoyed
another
Sonic
difference
or
is I'm the one who played the Shadow game.
Right.
I have not played Astro. Y'all have played Astro, have not played the Shadow game.
Exactly.
Game Awards played both and picked one of them as Game of the Year. So
This is our list.
but yeah, so Chris, we'll get on to your number 2 game.
My number 2 is Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
While I have loved every second of it, it's a very, 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 very good remake. I mean, just the surprise alone of it being a good game from the team that built it is a feat of its own. But like, yeah, I'm still playing through it. I've gotten to the final levels of the game where I'm at the hotel.
Oh,
yeah, it's about to get. I mean, it's already getting sad. The game is finally telling you who James really is, which no spoilers, but
a dirtbag.
So yeah, he's a dirtbag.
Let's put it this way: only scumbags and victims end up in Silent Hill.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I just beat what is his name, Bobby? Fuck.
Oh fuck, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
He was that motherfucker. I hated him. I'm glad he's dead, because he was really hard boss. He had like auto aim assist from like the greatest cheat gen you could find, and it took me a couple of tries. But yeah, no, Silent Hill 2 is very, very good. It's scary. They captured the atmosphere. They use the fog, because even though they don't need the fog, because my PlayStation 5 can render all of Silent Hill 2 without any problems. They were actually able to keep the fog in there to make the atmosphere just like as good as the original. The sound design is fantastic. The changes that they made to the game don't take away from the original, and it complements and makes it fresher, kind of like what Resident Evil 2 Remake did, and it's, I mean, just solid game. If you're a survival horror fan, you were on the fence with Silent Hill 2 remake, don't be. It's so good. And if you just want to be scared, play that game.
Sick. I've also cracked the code on the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the final. That was the final piece. I see the path.
Yeah. Well, we all sit here every single week and talk to each other about what games we really, really enjoyed.
Pattern recognition for the win.
Yeah.
Okay, so Madrid, what's your number 2 game?
To no one's surprise, it is going to be Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals, like Jalen said, is a shit game. Fuck that game. It is a shameless Overwatch clone with Marvel characters that is actually free to play, with a plethora of Gunnar skins and comic book references, as well as original skins, which is also, I think, pretty cool to go along with their like original designs for the game as well. And it's gotten me to a point where I'm like actively watching like comic YouTube. So
Nice.
I'm like learning about stories, like finding out about who the maker was and like what the fuck his deal is.
Oh, Evil Reed, Evil Reed's bitch ass
is a
fuck
fucking
that guy.
is
Fuck
a
that guy.
fucking problem.
Like that man
he's a multiversal threat.
He's the origin of the current Ultimate Universe. 1600? No, 616,000. That's what it is. 616,000. That's all the fucking maker. First things first. If you want a good jumping off point for some good Marvel, read Ultimate. Read the current Ultimate Universe. Read Ultimate. Yeah. Start at Ultimate's Invasion. Read through Ultimates. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And Ultimate Spider-Man.
Fuck him. Fuck Maker, dog.
Right, bitches.
And then like seeing the origin of Doom, like the Ultimate Doom and who he is.
Doom is fucking him. That's the thing about it. He's pathetic. He's a petty, pathetic little diva. But he's also kind of fucking him. It's great.
Yes, both figuratively and literally. You know, I'm not going to... You know, if you know, you know.
Right.
Fucking,
tries to pull Storm every once in a while, always fails.
And like we're at the point where in Marvel Rivals where we've hit the first season, like what we were essentially playing was just like, here's the soft launch of the game, you know, have fun with season 0 and just go out there, and these characters are just like horribly tuned, like like the shark, like how oppressive he was in those first couple of weeks.
He is the most played character in that fucking game.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of them lately.
I don't think he just performs well in rank. It's like,
which I'm thankful for. I haven't been playing a lot of ranked. I've probably played, like outside of Anton, the least amount of ranked.
Yeah, but I think some of the rank ideas are starting to flood into quick play. That's what I mean. Like you're going to start seeing.
Oh, I've actually seen people pick strategists.
Oh. Wow.
What?
Oh.
Actually, the most played strategist is Mantis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because Luna Snow gets banned in comp.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, you ulted? Too bad. I ulted. That's
right. Honestly.
And like, I've played one game of ranked. Chris has played no ranked, so...
No ranked. It's true. I have played the least amount of ranked out of all of us.
Actually, I haven't
even seen you play the game, so you haven't played it to me.
Fair.
As far as I'm concerned, you never touched it. Nope, it didn't happen.
No, it's not even downloaded on my PC and PlayStation.
And that's all. I haven't seen you just play the game either. So all of this is sounding suspicious to me.
I've played with you.
You know.
But I will admit that I would be sitting there playing Balatro and Fortnite while y'all are out there. I'm being the DPS voice chat.
I get it. I get it completely, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just like it because I see where this game is kind of going. Like, they've laid out a roadmap they're not afraid to like actually make melee characters. Like that's a whole section of characters. Like there's a good bit of them to choose from. So you got a lot of like variety, so you don't have to be some fucking aim monster or whatever. Like all you need is good game sense and like the creativity to throw together a nice team, or like even just being cooperative can take you a step or two further, you know. And like just having kind of like that parody with what they're doing with like the MCU synergy, and then like the stories that they're pulling from the comics. Like right now, Dracula is literally invading, and they brought in the Fantastic Four, and it's like, oh, they should have Blade, right? Because Blade is captured by Dracula, and in that run that was just going on with Blade, you know, you
And
get
Miles.
to see and Miles in Bloodline.
Miles has the current run of Miles Morales.
With the
He's hanging out. He's hanging out with all the black superheroes. Oh man, it's great. It's great. Miles is him. Miles is him.
Miles is him.
Miles is him.
He is him right now. And whenever he finally gets to the game, I think that's going to be sick. And just the potential of characters to pull from, like it's going to be hard to piss somebody off. Like somebody might be pissed, but this many more people are going to be excited that this character is coming.
And they've committed to a new hero every month and a half. So that's twice a season.
Which number one is a pace. Yeah, holy shit, that is a pace.
But they got clips, ammo. They got.
They got a lot. I mean, they pulling. Like they were doing the one thing they're not doing the one thing I was afraid of, and going to surface level with it. They're pulling in the deep cuts. They're giving me the juice.
Yeah, like there's
put my girl Monica in there. Put Photon in there. Spectrum, whatever you want to call her. Put my girl Monica in there. Oh, give me my girl.
Yeah, we could use another flyer.
Right, give me my girl.
And like
black women in the sky. You love to see it.
You feel me? And them introducing a new character every like month and a half. Like if that character breaks the game, the next one's just going to come in and balance the scales. And they're like steadily balancing other characters because they're looking at it on like all the ends. You know, we're looking at quick play numbers. We're looking at console numbers. We're looking at like the sweaty competitive. Like
they are being data driven. Like if you look at the characters that got buffed in the last patch, they're all characters with super low play rates.
Right, and right now Storm is looking kind of
Storm is good. Storm is fucking good. Like
her ult charge is crazy. Like we were just talking about how fucking bad she was in season 0. Same thing with Wolverine. Wolverine is like a character that you will want to ban now because he'll go in and abuse your tanks.
Right, and that's also something else, though. It's like the characters' kits interact in a way where it's like, oh, they have this, I need one of these. Oh, they have that, I need one of these.
Like I kind of fuck with the fact that they don't have role lock because like 222 isn't always the answer, and that's usually the way I like to frame it because there's other type of comps that you could run that aren't like super cheesy, and can also be fun. Like sometimes I should go in and pick a second tank, but I pick Magic. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna be nasty in their back lines and get that shield, get that bonus health, and now I'm a tank. So fuck it. So yeah, Marvel Rivals. I'm excited for what's coming. And if it falls off, it falls off.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch has been our game of the year. Apex might have been our game of the year one year.
So, like, it's a cadence enough that's fast enough that's like, oh, even if you stop playing, there's going to be some new shit. And you're like, oh, new shit. Fuck this game. It still has a bunch of issues, but God, it's not fun. It's fun.
Well, what's your number 2, Jalen?
Metaphor. This is where Metaphor is going.
I feel like a beautiful mind.
I've been playing. Yep. Look. We know each other. Look, I'm saying this right now. After 300 some odd episodes, we should kind of know where we're going for with this. Yeah, number 2 is Metaphor. Yeah. I'm having a great time with it. I've been playing it almost every night for the past week. It's great. It's the best RPG that came out this year. It actually is willing to talk about things, get into those conversations, willing to get messy.
We're about to have a tie.
but it also
Yeah,
doesn't. It's
you
also
are.
not afraid to like. But it's also like, it's also willing to admit that it kind of doesn't have the answer. It's just you do your best, and it's like, we
Mhm.
wish that this game could give you the sweeping answers for these issues, but it doesn't. And I appreciate the fact that it's willing to admit that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And also, like, team
that's
building
one
is
of the
fun as
things.
shit.
Team building is fun as
Team
fuck,
building
but-
is fun as shit. Like, holy shit, team building is so much fun.
Yeah, like not giving us the answer is I feel like it's beautiful because it's like a part of it is like doing the work to get the
Mhm.
solution. Like we don't have the solution yet, but we have the foundation to be able to work this out together. And it starts with that open communication and being like, transparent with your team, with the public, with the people that are in charge and shit like that. So yeah. Metaphor.
Mhm.
Okay, metaphor. So at the end of our first and second round picks, we have Balatro and Shadow Generations with 1 point. We have Persona 3, Astro Bot, Silent Hill, Marvel Rivals, and Metaphor, each with 2 points. And then, yeah, we're on to our number 1 pick. So, my number 1 pick, again, this is second year in a row where I'm the only one that played, beat, and like count this game as my number 1, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like,
I forgot that game came out this year.
Yeah, it was early on.
I
But
almost did, but yeah, around the same time as Persona 3.
Yeah, it was.
Like a week or two apart type shit. Again.
Okay.
Again.
yeah, so for me, that was the best game that I played this year.
Mhm.
Like, I'm considering playing it again now that I know that it's Steam Deck verified. I'm like, ooh, I really could do the 1-2 punch of the same way I did the 1-2 punch of beating Remake and then going into Rebirth on PlayStation. I can beat Remake on Steam and go into Rebirth on Steam. Probably won't play all the way through it again because that is a long ass game, but
Mhm.
Well, you can skip a bunch of shit and like speed run it.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
could.
Yeah.
cool.
But like,
Heck, GDQ did it in like less than 8 hours.
Ooh, that's not bad.
yeah, but also like they probably did some sequence breaking, or was that just straight up like skipping cutscenes and stuff?
A lot of skipping cutscenes,
Well, yeah, I mean,
fast pathing, things like
Yeah,
that. But
at least 40 of those hours are cutscenes.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
There's an entire
Nice.
game of there's Queen's Blood, like
Nose
the
Queen's
mu-
blood.
Yeah. But all right, chat. We're gonna do one match. just one match.
But for a game that had like a bunch of really good JRPGs, a bunch of really good card games, a bunch of just quality games, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like with the like having beat 7 Remake, then watching Advent Children complete in theaters, then going into the game and playing it and having it just
Peak brain rot.
yeah,
Mhm.
like it's like for Crisis Core being my favorite game for several years, like I still need to go and finally finish Crisis Core Reunion. But yeah, 7 Rebirth, like I'm super excited for what they do with the third part. I'm really like I doubt it's a 2025 game, but if they end up saying it's a 2025 game, they built the world, they have all the characters, like there's yeah. I mean, I'm cool with it waiting till 2026. Like there's a whole Monster Hunter next month. Like
2027.
It's true. Damn, you think it's that long?
no, because if it went from 2020 to 2024 to do Remake, Intergrade, and Rebirth, they've built way too much of this for it to
Yeah,
take.
most of that game's already built.
Yeah. Because, like, the way Rebirth ends, it's like, oh, I see where we're going, and I see what y'all did to get some of that work done now. So,
Yeah. That's cool.
yeah, there's like the last, I'd say, 2-3 chapters of the game. It kind of does a pivot into something I didn't think they would do until the beginning of part 3, but they did it in part 2, so yeah.
Hmm.
I could see next 2025 is realistic but unlikely. 2026, I really think we see that halfway through the year, like 2026, but if not late 2026, like 2027 will be really stretching and pushing it considering how much they have done already.
Fair enough.
Because they introduced Sid earlier, they like did stuff to make sure that they had like all of the characters.
Right. I get that.
Hmm.
Just not playable.
Right. Still no playable Sid, still no playable Vincent, still, well, so we got Yuffie, Kate Sith, Red 13.
Hmm.
Were those all the additional playables we got in part 2?
Yeah, it should be unless they added somebody wholly new.
No.
Well,
defining that as wholly new.
There is that opening.
Yeah, there is.
That I played through. That shit was sick. That shit had me piped up.
Oh yeah, the open. Like I think more towards the end of the game.
Coming off of Advent Children, I was like, yeah.
Coming off of Advent Children and playing Crisis Core Reunion, I was like, oh yeah.
I get it.
That's why it's my number one game. Like I forgot about the opening, and you just mentioning it. It's like, yeah, this is my number one game.
Yeah, I just fell off from it. Like I think it was the open world kind of like dissuaded me, and like wanting to play Queen's Blood instead of like actually play the game just caused me to not
it's
play.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Queen's Blood is the secondary storyline. It's a whole like, yeah.
Because they knew it was peak. But yeah,
really is. All right, Chris, what's your number one game? What's going to get those 3 points from you?
My number one game of the year is Astro Bot. And just like everything you just said, yeah, for real. Just rewind the tape about 15 minutes and you'll understand why. Because Anton explained it absolutely perfectly. I mean, you even honestly, like, all the PlayStation whatever bullshit aside, like, it was just a very, very solid platformer that I feel like you don't get anymore. Like, Sonic Generations, like, with the Shadow and Astro Bot are very rare games that you like don't see, and I'm glad it won Game of the Year, and I'm glad games like that instead of these like overly cinematic that cost so much money to make, like
right.
You finally
small team, small budget, short turnaround time, like,
and you just feel the heart when I played Astro Bot, I felt the heart from the developers in that game. Like, just like it's just so rewarding to everything you do in there. Like, you got easy chill levels that are just like you could turn into a mouse and the whole world is huge and you're just exploring, to like going to what Anton said, these like the sacred symbol levels that are just like in your face with how hard they are as a platforming level. And it's just was just so anger inducing that you're like, damn, that makes me feel like I don't know, I'm a kid again playing Crash Bandicoot, just trying to get to these, like, get the relic or get through these levels. And I was like, it just brought this like childlike joy of playing a video game and just 100% purely having fun with it. And that's why I had to put it at number one.
Yeah, both of us platinumed it. Like that.
Yep.
if I didn't go in platinum Venba, like that would have been my only platinum this year. So yeah, Astro Bot is currently our front runner.
Hmm.
All right,
Not for long.
right, and to just end that, Rain Madrid with your number one game.
All right. I played a lot of this game. FIFA 2024.
Seriously?
No. That would have been the only thing to correct the path that we're on, right?
Oh,
For me to
man.
sacrifice myself. But no, of course, it's going to be Metaphor, ReFantazio. This game, it hits high highs, you know, from the designs to the art style to the chanting monk to the way that the combat flows, like the love that you can put into the jobs. Like, I love job systems. This is one of my favorite turn-based RPG mechanics. And this takes every like idea that's in the job system and like utilizes it and even iterates on it to an extent. And I just think it's phenomenal. It's a lot of fun, and they even take like the gamification of like having friends and going through things together to provide these like abilities to you for these archetypes. And just like the meta commentary in the game, just like going over the power of fiction. In a lot of ways, I'm not Persona. Final Fantasy 16 and Metaphor ReFantazio have a lot of the same things going on. Like, they address like topics of like discrimination, religious dogmas, you know, but the execution of them vastly different. And where that game kind of came up short, this game nailed it. You know, it really just makes you think, like, does fiction actually have the ability to impact reality? And I think it absolutely does. And it kind of even shines a light to, I guess, like media literacy in today's society, how it's like non-existent.
Yeah.
And just like how misinformation and just propaganda can really prop up the wrong candidates. Like, we played this game during an election year, and it's a game that's partially about an election. And you know, and just having those two things go on at the same time while playing this, it just fucking hit different. I think this game's special, and I think everybody should check it out to an extent. Even if you don't really like turn-based JRPGs, there's something in here for everybody, because there's also the overworld combat that you can do.
Nice.
Just do, you know, some solid level grinding, and you might not have to do a turn-based battle outside of boss fights.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, definitely on my list.
All right.
Yeah.
And Jalen, what's your number one?
It's Balatro. It's crack.
It's crack.
It's the card game crack. It's Balatro.
It's
Like,
Balatro.
you know, got in, started tearing through that game. I'm like about halfway through all the decks on base difficulty. The different decks add a fun layer of difficulty on top of it. Like, it starts off basic, it eases you in. The red deck, you get an extra discard. That's nice. Blue deck, you get an extra hand. Yellow deck, you get you just start off with an extra $10. That's great for bankrolling a run.
That's how I got my first win.
Right, green. Gold was also yellow was my first win, but green also, it's like you get $1 for discards, $2 for hands, meaning you gain even more money for playing well. Like, it's a lot of fun. The game will hoe you, though. The game will see what strategy you're going for and will destroy you with it. But God, is that game fun. That game is just so much fun. It hits like Slay the Spire.
Nice.
The sound effects are dopamine engines. When you get your hand set up, throw that hand on, you see the flames come up because your chip and your multiplier is so damn high, you're over the amount you need. Woo! Woo!
Yeah, that shit's special.
That's a spectacular ass game.
The fact that it has one song and they use that one song in so many different ways, and then like the orchestrated version of that for the Game Awards, like, yeah, Balatro is definitely out here. All right, so we've hit the point in the episode where we have yet again reached at a tie. And this time it's a more organic tie because I didn't just abandon Final Fantasy part of the way through like I had to last year.
Fair.
So we have both Astro Bot and Metaphor sitting with 5 points. Balatro will guaranteed be our number 3 with 4 points. So we have to find a way to fairly pit these two against each other. Because, like, Chris, you and I are the only two who played Astro. Madrid and Jalen are the only two who really played Metaphor. So
I don't think there's a fair way to say which one is better than the other if not everybody played it.
This
I
has
think
been
you just kind of have
a runoff between like a lot of the other like outlets and podcasts. It's like, damn, these are kind of the two main picks that people keep settling on.
Yeah.
So it's just a prophecy foretold, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So
No Elden Ring mentioned here. Insane.
It would have been a good ongoing.
Yeah, but I was the only one that got the DLC,
Yeah,
right?
I just
So-
haven't gotten it yet.
and I didn't play it, so that's why Elden Ring, like,
Game of the Year, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree.
yep, fuck it. These are tied for 2. The game none of us played and or beat and or bought.
Number 1, off of pure hype.
All right, so I'm thinking we flip a coin.
You would have just
Flip a coin.
RNG's it?
I was wondering about running a poll. Like, what if we put a poll on the episode
Right. Yeah.
on Spotify, and we'll see how that goes.
You do a poll on Blue Sky?
On Blueski, I don't think it has poll integration.
Didn't they just get polls?
Mayhap. Let's check and see.
Yeah.
Discord
Just,
might have polls. We could just really run a bunch of polls
Yeah.
Let's
in a
run
bunch of places.
polls.
I think Metaphor's going to take it if we do that, but at least it'll be fair.
At least, yeah.
So we'll do a poll on Discord, which I got to figure out how to do. We'll do a poll on Blue Sky, and we'll do a poll
I don't see a poll.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a poll option
on
No.
Blue Sky or Discord or both.
Blue Sky.
on Blueski.
And we'll do it on Spotify. Polls, okay. Community members can vote on anything. Okay, so I see how to make a poll on Discord.
On Discord.
Yeah.
So y'all don't
We'll let the
see.
Discord sell it. Do you want to be a part of the poll? Come and join the Discord. How long are we having the poll up for? Till the next episode?
Yeah, till next recording. So 1 week.
To the next episode. That works for me.
Everybody
Cool.
who's listening, go vote. Everybody in the Twitch chat, go vote. Everybody who sees us on YouTube, go vote.
Metaphor coming down to an election. Isn't it poetic?
That is so
That-
poetic.
Fiction impacting the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting that out there.
We're about to have this be the second year in a row that it's a JRPG that I didn't play that's going to win.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It is as it is.
I still need to play Sea of Stars. Like, one of these years, I'm just going to, it'll be Sea of Stars, Metaphor, like, all these different games.
Peak of Stars.
Sees a peak.
Peaks of
You got to
peak.
beat that one too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Spin the block on that, Chris.
Yeah.
Spin the block.
I got it on the Steam Deck. I just got to. Yeah, I might do that before I play Metaphor. I like Carl. Garl?
Garl. Garl,
Garl.
my man,
What?
the warrior cook, Garl.
1000% not a real name or a real class. But
No.
But
there it is.
100% a real nigga. Who was just holding
Facts. Facts. He's a disruptor, you know? A game changer, if you will.
the game changer. First one to get an actual fucking heal. Tanky. My boy. My boy. Yeah.
All right. Well, does anybody have a one more thing before we wrap while I'm setting this poll up? So
Nope.
that we can have it up ASAP?
Nope.
Nope.
That's
Okay.
it for me.
Well, remember, you
Nope.
can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. Hit that Discord button so you can go into our Discord and vote on this poll. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Anton6. I haven't been super active, but, you know, that might be for the best, you know.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris, where can people find you?
You can follow me at Chef and Chris on Blue Sky.
All right, Madrid.
You can find me at Frank Motion on Blue Sky as well.
All right, Jalen.
Squid Bishop on the internet.
All right, this has been a No It's Good production. The video versions edited by Chris. The audio versions edited by Akuma Santi. The descriptions are written by ChatGPT. Until next time, keep it cheesy.